I'm not going to let you get away with this. I want my money. It's gonna be like that Family Guy scene where Stewie's like beating up Brian. I want my money. Where's my money? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's how it started, and this is how it's going. Check out this headline. We are trending all over France. This is huge news. The women who claimed Brigitte Macron was born a man are cleared of defamation because that's how the truth works.
So there it is. A woman who claimed Brigitte Macron was born a man are women who claimed Brigitte Macron was born a man cleared of defamation.
Well, that's a confirmation in my book. I don't know. Am I supposed to think it's debunked still?
So Candace Owens did a whole series on this. Here, Deja Dude.
Look at her.
Deja Dude. Breaking news: Brigitte Macron loses in court. It's a dude.
Yeah, I think. Look, Trump calling her and asking her to ease off this story to me is confirmation of the story automatically because I've never heard of anything like this in my life.
So some people still couldn't put it together after Brigitte Macron gave that hard right cross to her husband on a plane, sending him back several feet. That wasn't a girl boss. Turns out that was an actual guy throwing a punch.
Well, it was a mush. It was a classic mush. I just watch footage of her sitting down, and you tell me. I feel like
so. Here's Piers Morgan defending Macron against Candace Owens, and let's watch.
But it's this question about the French First Lady, Brigitte Macron, who you keep saying is a man. You produced zero evidence that she is a man. It's been deeply offensive to her husband, President Macron, to all of her family. You keep promoting it to millions of people that follow you. And I simply ask why. She's not a man.
Yeah,
she's a woman.
I'm happy to answer the question. I think Brigitte Macron is a trans woman. And I think the fact that when Brigitte Macron... Okay.
Where's your evidence that she is?
Well, Piers, the thing is I'm not allowed to speak after you ask me a question. So I don't really know what the purpose of this is anymore. You just seem to kind of be saying your own thoughts. So I'm just going to be silent here and allow you to monologue.
Where is your evidence that Brigitte Macron is transgender?
Well, I did an entire series talking about where this came from. And first and foremost, you're pretending that I'm the one that promulgated this. In fact, it was 3 journalists in France that worked on the story for 3 years. Right. And they teamed up with genealogists and they came across, and it was absolutely fascinating. I read the entire report, and everybody watching this, rather than listen to Piers Morgan giving you a bunch of adjectives, ridiculous, it's awful, I can't believe that she's saying this. Why don't you go pursue a primary source? Why don't you go find the articles that were written by the French journalists? Because this did not come from me. This came from French journalists. And while they were working, let me finish a statement, Piers. Okay. While they were working on this piece, the Macrons sent their secret service to interrupt this. This is not a normal thing that you do when somebody's about to publish a lie. You would just say it's ridiculous, publish it, and we'll dispute it. They sent the secret service to intimidate these journalists. They took their phones, they held them, they wanted to know everyone who was working on the piece. And what they uncovered was absolutely fascinating. What they uncovered was the fact that Brigitte Macron, who alleges that the person that they are saying is her is actually her brother, who's never been seen and who they never produced, that Brigitte Macron lived as a man for 30 years and then transitioned at the age of 30. So he's trying to tell you this is crazy, this is wacky. Why don't you just go pursue a primary source? Because I'm not the primary source. It would be very easy to dispute this. All Brigitte Macron would have to do is produce a single photo of her in the first 30 years of her life, or to go on a little walk with her brother, who she alleges that she is not. She refuses to do either. She's suing people, and the one photo that they keep producing is a photo of her daughter to phone that has been photoshopped. Let me get a word in, please.
Brigitte Macron, as you know, has a libel trial against Natasha Ray, who made the claims that the French First Lady was born a man called Jean-Michel Trogneux.
And she just lost that court case, Piers.
Is this going to be like a Piers Gaza moment where he has to say, not only do you have to acknowledge that Gaza is a horrific crime, he's got to now acknowledge she has a wiener? Is that what we're going to see?
We'll see. Here we go.
It's due to take place imminently, and we will get to the bottom of this. And I'll bet you, why don't we have like £100,000 bet that it establishes beyond any doubt to a charity of your choice and mine, $100,000, make it dollars, right now, that it is established beyond any doubt that she was born a woman. Do you accept that bet?
Make it rain, Piers.
Let's see what a grand American, ain't it?
Okay. Because look, first and foremost, 100,000 pounds. Can we look up what that means in U.S. dollars?
Yeah,
Let's see.
a lot more.
Over 135. Oh. Wow, $136,000. I'll round it up. Let's round it up to $1 there. 136,000 U.S. dollars are mine.
The
I'm not
pound
gonna
is
let you get
fell.
away with this. I want my money. It's gonna be like that Family Guy scene where Stewie's like beating up.
Wait, let me play this again. What did she say? She wants her money?
Are mine. Piers. I'm not gonna let you get away with this. I want my money. It's gonna be like that Family Guy scene where Stewie's like beating up Brian. I want my money. Where's my money? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's how it started, and this is how it's going. Check out this headline. We are trending all over France. This is huge news. The women who claimed Brigitte Macron was born a man are cleared of defamation because that's how the truth works. It's amazing that they even initially got convicted because of corruption, of defaming the French First Lady. It was this false conviction that the media then touted out as a win, saying, see, she's not born a man. But that actually wasn't what was at root of the case, as many of you guys know that have been following the series. Anyways, what has happened today is that the judges that were sitting at the Paris Appeal Court on Thursday ruled that Amandine Roy, that is the 53-year-old clairvoyant, and Natasha Ray, and she has been absolutely fantastic. She's a 49-year-old journalist, blogger, and researcher that teamed up and first and foremost put Xavier Poussard onto this story when he was having trouble even finding basic facts about Brigitte. And she said, yeah, that's because Brigitte was born Jean-Michel Tragneau. And so now the court has ruled that they had every legal right to make those allegations. More specifically, Brigitte brought the case in regards to a 4-hour YouTube video broadcast where the two of these ladies were sitting down. And Brigitte is alleging that there were 18 instances of defamation. Well, the court has ruled that those 18 instances did not constitute defamation, or they were based in good faith. And like I explained throughout the series, they were never attacking, Brigitte was never attacking the claim that she was born a man. She was being super petty and trying to get them on a technicality of defamation for misspeaking. You know, they tried this with me. Oh, you said this photo was recolorized, but it wasn't actually recolorized. And then trying to get someone into the courtroom, and then the judge says, oh yeah, it wasn't recolorized. And you go, oh, look, we won. It was defamation to suggest that this photo was recolorized when it wasn't. That was the game that they were playing so that they could give the journalists something to tout out as a win. Now they've come back and said, you know what? That's not enough. Okay. That is actually not enough. These women did not defame you. And so their lawyers were cheering outside of court. I can't imagine what it feels like for Natasha Ray and Amandine.
So she just won $100,000 from Piers Morgan, just so you know. That was
the odds he pays. Want to make a bet on if he pays her?
I'll bet $100,000 he doesn't pay her. How about that?
Oh, I wanted that one. I wanted to take that bet.
Isn't it amazing, too, in her conversation with Piers Morgan, that the fact that Brigitte is a pedophile is not even mentioned? Because when he first began his intimate relationship with the French president, she was in her 40s and he was 15. And it's not important because he's a she now. Right? Isn't that so? So here is she has one more thing to say. I want to play this for you.
Ruling that they plan to take this now to the highest court.
So they're going to appeal this now. So Macron's going to appeal this and take it to the highest court in the land. And guess what's going to happen there? This is what she says.
Judicial system. And let me tell you, they're going to lose. Because Brigitte Macron is a man, was born a man, and so therefore she will die a man. Doesn't matter whether you put on lipstick on a pig, it will still die a pig. Brigitte and her team, like I was telling you, are just, they have been so vengeful and so disgusting. And at the end of the day, Natasha Ray was positively in the right in this scenario. And so congratulations to her, congratulations to their entire team, and congratulations to people that just have the courage to keep going. To keep going when the entire world is pressuring you and the journalists are out there like assassins and ninjas, trying to defame you, trying to caricature you as an unhinged, crazy, loony person simply because you are telling the truth about who these elites actually are. Yeah, major win for all of those heroes out there in the world. And
so, yeah, she's describing what happens all the time when someone, it happened to me when I did Force the Vote. They wrote article after article trying to defame me because I was challenging their favorite politicians and I was challenging the establishment. that over a little thing like that, over forced to vote, which was obvious to everybody what they should have been doing, and everybody and half the country bent themselves in the pretzels to try to make me out to be a bad guy. I was head of the dirtbag left. I was flirting with white supremacists. I was flirting. They love to. What's that? Put Kurt up. What?
Did you ever hook up? I know you flirted with them. I flirted. Did you ever take it all the way?
No, I never even got to second base. And and in the words of Tammy Vernigoff, second base is complimentary.
Come on.
Come on, you just get that. Just comes with the
Boogaloos.
Yeah. So that's what she's describing. So anybody who's going to tell the truth about COVID, look what they did to me over COVID. And most of my friends went along with it because they're trauma based, and they played on that, and they got scared and fear and trauma, and they went along, and they still won't admit that they're wrong about COVID. And they'll never forgive me for being right. I can forgive them for being wrong. They'll never forgive me for being right. People I've known all my life went on shows and called me a grifter because I was telling the truth to you about the vaccine. I was telling you the truth about the virus. I was telling you the truth about lockdowns and early treatments and monoclonals and ivermectin. And I was telling you the truth about those things. Anyway. So, what, Kurt? What?
Piers Morgan, it's just so funny. He's like, you have no evidence. I'm like, I just watched a 6-part exhaustive series that she made relentlessly with all these journalists' information about it of a very simple, this is a silly thing that would be easy to answer. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
You wouldn't have to have a court case. This is like when Tom Cruise was suing because people said he was gay.
Right.
And it made people think he was gay.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very stupid way to handle a stupid thing. And I didn't believe it until I watched how they handled it.
I think Piers Morgan probably is getting in his car today and just screaming into the mirror, "You spineless twat!"
Well, I'm tweeting at him even now to pay up. So
that's a big plate of shit that Piers is going to be forced to eat. I have a feeling he's going to find a way to weasel out of it, but we'll see. I keep getting invited to go on his show. They've been inviting me for months to go on a show for many different things. They wanted me to go on and have a shit throwing contest with people who've criticized me. I'm not doing that. They kept asking me over and over. They wanted me to come on and debate him over his Zionism. Well, I do not enjoy debating Zionists. Just like when that guy, what's his name, Mumford? What was that guy's name from what was that band?
Yeah,
Mumford and Sons.
Mumford and Sons. I forget his.
Mumfeld.
Yeah. I went on a podcast with him, and he repeated every stupid Zionist talking point, and I'm like, this is what you want to talk about for an hour? These are stupid propaganda points that have already been debunked by people way smarter than me who know more. Why do you want to debate this with me?
Was it Winston Marshall?
Yeah, Winston, right? Who I'm sure is a nice guy. He's just a deranged Zionist, like everybody who's a Zionist is.
The ultimate trauma programming.
Trauma programming. Anyway, so I've been invited on Piers to go debate his Zionism. I have no interest in debating people over their Zionist propaganda. I have zero. Bring on Dave Smith. He's good at it.
I don't want to debate anyone. I want you to tell me how I can unsee the shit I already seen.
Yeah.
A debate. I already watched what they did because they bragged about it, and now I need you to help me forget. Would you want to spray some aluminum on my face or something? A debate is not. I want you to win, and I want it to be a bad dream that I didn't really see. I'm not trying to win a debate. That's where they put a vice on people's heads. It's a debate. It's not a debate, asshole. Everybody's traumatized by the crime they did openly.
So here's a little bit more.
It's time for Brigitte to stop harassing women in general. Men should not be harassing women, full stop. She harassed me. I was pregnant, sending people to my door. Just cut it out, okay? Now, it's pretty obvious that the journalists are already going to try to move the goalposts here. I couldn't believe this. I touted this win on X, and this journalist, American journalist, Yashar Ali, is just trying to gaslight us some more, right?
And by the way, you know what's not gaslighting is that I'm going to be doing comedy in Toronto, Red Bank, New Jersey, Northampton, Massachusetts, and Concord, New Hampshire. That's the July 17th through the 20th, I think.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'd like to add Jimmy. Jimmy is open about having a wiener, and that's the Jimmy Dore promise.
And go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. So now she's saying that the journalists are now going to move the goalposts.
This is his tweet about the win. He writes, Candace, what evidence would satisfy you? Would you have to examine Brigitte Macron yourself? I feel like you would accept nothing less. No, actually, we would accept like a lot less. So I just want to be very clear, in case it hasn't been clear from the beginning. Maybe just some photos growing up with your brother, some photos of your first marriage, which lasted more than a decade of your life. You allegedly had 3 kids, some photos of you in the hospital, giving birth to those kids, raising those kids, growing up with those kids that you allege that you raised. We don't need to conduct a medical exam at this moment, just some photographic evidence that you existed for the first 30 years of your life. That would be great. Maybe wedding photos. I assume you took tons of wedding photos. Can we see who the maid of honor was? Just proof that it was you. I feel like we're not asking for a lot. How about school photos? Xavier Poussard won, by the way, in court because for whatever reason, the school that Brigitte went to does not want to release the photo of Brigitte at school. And so when Xavier went to the school and said, actually, I won in court, you have to release this, the school said, don't care, we're not releasing it. That would do. School photos, I think. So this is a really low bar we're setting to prove that you existed for 30 years. You could go for a walk with your brother now, answer some questions, refuses to do absolutely everything. So you're not going to gaslight us for asking for a bare minimum requirement here.
So, yeah, I love how that, who the hell was that journalist who said, well, nothing will satisfy you? Anything will satisfy me. How about try anything?
Well, like, how about if her brother? Now, if I was her brother, I don't know why he cannot be found anywhere, but you would think he'd go, I'm her brother. This is crazy.
Yeah,
like,
immediately.
There's not journalists trying to track this down because this is the kind of stupid story you'd think journalists would be all over. It's not about war. It's a great distraction, honestly. Why aren't they reporting it? That's what's so bizarre about this. This is the kind of thing that would be reported nonstop normally by the media. But all of a sudden, remember when Caitlyn Jenner was becoming Caitlyn, how the media went after Bruce Jenner relentlessly about it?
Yes.
And all of a sudden they were like, you're a phobe. Like I was the one hounding Bruce Jenner. Remember that? What is going on? There's something very strange at play.
So I can't wait to see the $100,000 be paid by Piers Morgan. Believe me, he's got it. He's got to be. That guy's got to be loaded.
Yeah.
He's got. It wouldn't stop his summer vacation at St. Bart's.
Remember when Piers fell off that? He first criticized George W. Bush for falling off that stupid scooter, those stand-up fat people scooters.
I fell off one of those.
The very next day, or like the week later, he fell off one right after his condemnation
no
of
kidding.
George W. I'll never forget that. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Segways. Those are called segways.
It fell off a Segway. Who couldn't stand up on a Segway, and then he just falls off like a week later. That's the life of Piers Morgan.
I could stand up on one. The tricky part is when you step off. So they don't tell you, be careful when you step off. Make sure you step off with both feet, because if you leave one foot on, it's going to start circling, and that's what happened to me.
Oh God, that's probably what happened to poor Piers.
It happened to me at that comedy festival that Tig Notaro put together in D.C. It was called the Benson Ball or something like that. Yeah, I took this tour on the Segway. It was a great tour. It's fun. But then I fell off. Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Toronto, Red Bank, New Jersey, Northampton, Massachusetts, Concord, New Hampshire, Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.